Hello everyone, this is Ben Zama again. Welcome to Against the Odds, a show where we believe that sharing information can inspire and transform. Today, I was just taking a walk around my neighborhood here in Houston. It's a beautiful evening, and I noticed that I haven't seen kids around for a while. I believe since the COVID started, usually before the COVID, kids will be out playing and riding their bikes and playing basketballs in front of their homes. But it's been a while. It just struck me that I haven't seen them around. If you look around the neighborhood, you can see it's just empty. No kids. It's just like deserted. It's unbelievable. So I've been wondering, just looking at this, it made me to think, how are the kids coping? How are the kids coping with being at home day in, day out? I thought about my own kid. We do go out, a little bit, but most of the time, he's at home. I had to go to the store, buy stuff. I just came back from buying, bought the strawberry. And it breaks the monotony of being in one place. So I'm just wondering, how do they cope? So I did call a few of my friends and asked them if I could ask the kids to see how they're coping with COVID. And, here are responses that I got from them.
Hello, my name is Kevin Chi, and today I'll be talking about coronavirus, also known as COVID-19. Coronavirus started in Wuhan, China, and spread to America with a man came with the virus in 2019. About 29,933 people died in Texas and 389,000 in all of America. Some signs you should look for are fevers, cough, vomiting, body ache, and sore throat. There are more ways to know, but the signs take 5 to 6 days to show. How can you prevent the virus? You can start by washing your hands, sanitizing your hands, wearing your mask, and it will also help if you cover your mouth and nose when you cough or sneeze, and stay 6 feet. And most importantly, stay home. Thank you.
Friday, March 13th was a day I will never forget. I had received an award for being on honor roll, and I was to leave early for school that day to attend my dad's wedding. What was supposed to be a 2-week break turned into months. Those months have led us to what is now going to be the new year. The truth is, COVID has actually helped me in more ways than I could have known. It's just my dad and me who live together, but with the pandemic, the house has become very lonely and empty because he has to work to save the lives of those who have been affected by COVID. I'm not gonna lie, I was lonely and there was no one else to keep me company, so I had to find other ways to keep myself busy. I found new recipes to cook. I started sewing again, and I started organizing whenever I saw things untidy. I learned it was okay to be alone and be in my own space every once in a while. These uncontrollable circumstances are what made me independent. Although I was lonely, seeing my dad work not only to save the lives of other people, but to come home and study and still make time for me was something I admired and made me want to work harder to become a doctor. I started taking advantage of my time in every way possible. And it wasn't because I was afraid, but it was because I had another day to live. Although we are not living in the best of times right now, there is always a bright side to everything. Yes, many people are grieving the lost lives of loved ones, but there's also new life. Some fell into mental illness due to isolation, while others found themselves. In the end, everything happens for a reason, even if it does not lead to a happy ending. For me, COVID-19 was just a blessing in disguise. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Frederick Cam Jr. During the past few months, my family and I, along with many other families across the country, have had to quarantine due to the coronavirus pandemic. I wasn't able to visit friends or other family members just to stay safe. Even though being in contact with others is dangerous, nurses take this risk every day. They're an extraordinary group of people that put their lives on the line to help others. I'm thankful for nurses because if I got sick today, they would help me get better. I have a tremendous amount of respect for nurses, and I'm thankful for everything they do. Thank you to all the nurses, doctors, and essential workers.
First, I would like to thank Dr. Caitlin Carrico for all the information she has provided to us on the COVID-19. She, amongst other scientists, have provided us with information so that we may know more about the pandemic. The pandemic has affected us all in some way, and I would like to share about how it affected me and my family. My name is Ami Kalechi, and this is my story. Around January or February last year, we were informed that the COVID-19 had spread. So, at my school, they decided to send us all home to do classes online. It was hard for a while since it was new to us all. My siblings had never done this before, so and we had a limited amount of devices at home. So it was very difficult to have class with like each and every person since there are 4 of us. My mom had quit her job in California and my dad works from morning to evening. And I had a different schedule than my siblings, so it was hard for my siblings to get help when they needed it. Since my mom had to juggle helping 3 kids at once, and I wasn't able to help. It lasted the rest of the school year from around March till May when school ended. School started in August again, and school was online for about a few months. Soon they let us know that the pandemic had gone down a bit, so they decided to reopen schools. My siblings went to school full time, but my mom didn't want me to go due to some circumstances, but I insisted on going. I went to school for about 2 days, and then we found out that some people at my school, students and staff, were found positive with the virus. So they gave us the choice of either attending online or attending in class. Though there weren't many students in my class, I decided to go online for the rest of the school year. It's a bit difficult, but since we are more used to going online now, it's much easier than before when I was in the 9th grade. And due to some circumstances, due to the pandemic, I wasn't able to take the STAR test. But I managed to go to the 10th grade. Now I'm in the 10th grade, and things are a lot easier than before. Advice I have for everyone out there who is struggling during the pandemic is to stay calm, stay updated, and continue to stay safe. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Eva Quinde, and I'll be talking about how the virus affected me. So the virus, it affected me personally, as in I didn't get to socialize with my friends that much. School was a place where most students and children could socialize with their friends. They could do homework with their friends. The teachers helped a lot, like physically. The teachers helped a lot to be in the classroom for me and to learn there. But I had to be in school virtually. Virtual school wasn't that great for me, to be honest, because I'm not the type of person to focus while sitting at home and on the desk. That's one of the reasons that I actually went back to physical school after a few months of virtual school. Physical school wasn't as great as it was before. The teachers had to maintain virtual and they had to maintain physical. So the in-class students didn't really get as much attention as before, you would say. So that was also hard. It was also, and the work they gave virtual students wasn't really that hard. When I was in virtual, it wasn't really that hard, but it was still hard to maintain like doing it because you really couldn't focus at home. Anyways, back to socially, I still got to talk to my friends a lot because of technology. I still got to call my friends up. I still got to play with them. Although I didn't get to go outside as much as before. Like before, I used to go outside and play basketball with my other friends, and that was good for my health, to be completely honest. But now I'm just sitting at home all day and I'm not really doing anything, which is bad for everyone's health, not just mine personally. It's bad for everyone's health because you can't be sitting at home all day. You can't be sitting at home all day and expect to go anywhere. So a lot of people started exercising at home. So did I. The whole summer I exercised, and I didn't do much. I did the basics. I lifted some weights. I did sit-ups, I did push-ups, and I think that helped me really a lot. I think that helped a lot. Anyways, that's how it didn't really affect me that much. I would say a lot of people were struggling, but it didn't affect me that much. And I still got to go to church and everything. So I would say 2020 wasn't that bad of a year for me, at the very least. So thank you for listening.
Hello, my name's Vanessa Chan. COVID-19 has been one of the most trying times. Having to go from seeing our family and friends every day to not being able to see them for months has been hard. And for me personally, I thought my college experience was going to go smoothly, but that was not the case. For my freshman year at Baylor, I was expecting a large homecoming parade, getting to meet a whole lot of new friends, and experience amazing clubs, but that just wasn't in the cards. And even though I had a bad experience, I know for a fact that healthcare workers had it worse. My mother, who's a nurse, has been one of the people who has been training to keep people safe and healthy. Healthcare workers in general have been fighting against COVID and teaching everyone how to sanitize properly, how to quarantine, and even how to wear their masks. And for that, I just want to give a wholehearted thank you to the healthcare workers for going into work and missing family time with a smile on their face because they want to protect us all, for standing at people's bedsides and giving them the best care possible, and for being the last thing that some people see before they pass from this world due to COVID. Your service will not be forgotten and is greatly appreciated.
Hello everyone, my name is Nathan Zama, and today I'll be talking about how COVID-19 affected me. It all started coming back from school. I was at home and I saw an email from my school. It was telling us to stay at home for the next 2 weeks. So I stayed at home for the next 2 weeks, and those 2 weeks went into a month, became a month, and now it's become a new year.
With COVID-19, I realized that staying at home basically all day, every day, wasn't pleasing for me because I didn't get to see my friends every day. I didn't get to go to places where I usually see people every day. So that made me sad, and I just had to continue with online school. But then it came in my head that there are essential workers that are risking their lives to go help and treat those infected people. So I felt bad for them because they're waking up every morning, early in the morning, to go and work and help other people. So I wanted to thank them for their services somehow. So what I did, I wrote cards and then I gave it to a clinic. And I didn't get to see their responses, but it felt really good in my heart that I'm caring for someone else. And now I'm realizing that COVID-19 hasn't affected me in a way that I thought it would. I was at home. Even though I'm at home 24/7, I get to learn new things better. I get to learn better things and faster because I'm not getting any distractions from everyone else. I learned how to cook, and I've been taking classes on coding. So I guess it hasn't really impacted me in the way that I thought. Thank you.
COVID-19 has had a detrimental impact on the world as a whole and the individuals within every society. Our normal daily tasks have now been altered due to this ongoing pandemic. Daily concerns, recreational activities, school, and the basic decisions are now decided based on coronavirus. Numerous households across the US and other parts of the world are suffering from the deficiency in the economy while striving for their survival. Personally, this pandemic has had its pros and cons on my end. The positive effects I've faced during COVID-19 is the time given for me to work on myself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. As a senior in high school, my schedule is not as hectic than it was before. And with the time given, I've been able to work out and rekindle a closer relationship with God. With time on my hands, I've touched based on some old hobbies, new skills, and ideas for life after COVID-19. However, adapting to social rules during this time has been hard. The inability of not always seeing my friends or regular people doing their regular duties can kind of be depressing. Walking into shops and seeing a gap between everyone shows the division and individual ostracization this has caused. With this being my senior year, certain events and final celebrations I've waited and planned for 4 years will not be withheld nor be repeated. With the abundant amount of displayed negativity in the media, I've made the decision to refrain myself from watching and engaging in it for the benefit of my own mental health. I personally think the media coverage is compacted with a lot of wishy-washiness and plethora of false stories, which have caused people to be negligent and frustrated about COVID-19. Yet, I feel as if our progress really boils down to our government's decisions concerning this worldwide matter. At this point in time, I'm tired of the roller coasters of emotions and the continuous worries of my life, Black people's lives, citizens, and the future of this world. With that said, I do have great faith that we will overcome this great hurricane called COVID-19.
Hello, my name is Valdez Lumna Bengwa. I'm 15 years old and I go to Manville High School. This year I have learned a lot about myself, about my community, and what I can do during the COVID-19 pandemic. This year, I was planning to go into freshman year, making new friends and participating in many electives, but that all stopped when the COVID-19 pandemic hit and the whole world went on lockdown. As a result, I had to stay home, do online classes, and I wasn't able to see as my friends and to be able to participate in things I wanted to do, such as going out and doing arts and crafts, going to the movies with my friends, or being able to visit friends and family on a daily basis. But during this time, I've also learned a lot about myself and about what I can do for this world, such as when things go hard, we can all come together as human beings to help the world and to help others. During this time, people have donated so much and have changed lives, and me and my family planned on doing the same. We have started collecting things that we could send to our friends and family back home in our home country of Cameroon in Africa, and I'm so glad that we are able to do things like that to give back to the community. The COVID pandemic has affected a lot of people and has taken lives from many friends and families, and some of mine included. But that has not stopped me from doing what I love to do. I continue to do my schoolwork and to study hard to make sure that I can become a lawyer, and I plan on, when I do become a lawyer, to help those in need and to help those who cannot defend themselves. This COVID-19 pandemic has lasted a long time, but it will end. And until then, I plan on doing what I can to make sure that me and my family are safe and to make sure that others' families are safe as well. During this pandemic, I have been doing all of that, but I've also just been a regular kid. I've been being lazy, eating a lot, and just sleeping because sometimes there's not really anything else to do. But even through those lazy times, I still remind myself to get back up and to do what I have to do to make sure that this world is a better place, such as learning about how different problems are around the world and how we can help and how the government can help as well, and making sure to donate to different charities that also need funding as well. The COVID-19 pandemic is a very big one, and I feel like it is something that will take a long time to fix and before we get to normal. But in the meantime, let's continue to work hard and to help others and to use this time to better ourselves and to make a world for a better future for our world. Thank you.